Alright, so let's see what drivers we have heading out here. So we are in the final race, round 21 here at Abu Dhabi. I'm again sitting next to Borat Love Suck here in the commentary booth. How you feeling about this? It's the last race of the year, bittersweet. What are your feelings?
You know, just it was a great season. I think it was fun to watch these guys go at it, but I think I got a feeling a lot of people are gonna get full send here in the turn one just because it's the last race and they want to make a statement, and I'm not sure it's gonna work out that well.
Yeah, and I mean also, as I look down the grid looking for, oh, there is John. So he did make it in the lobby night. I mean, he's looking for, I believe, probably his 13th or 14th win of the season if he wins here tonight. I mean, he's done an unbelievable job leading Williams to both the Constructors and Drivers' Championship. If he can pull away with another win tonight, I mean, that's just hats off to what a season's been for him and Williams. Unfortunately, his teammate is no longer here for some things. But very happy to see him here for the last race of the season and see if we can have any challengers come up to face with him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's been an absolutely dominant. And I don't see how, unless there's a really bold move going into turn one, or if someone can really put up a heck of a lap in qualifying. I don't know how anyone's gonna be able to compete with John. He's been pretty much untouchable whenever he's raced.
Yeah, I mean, he really has, and I think one of the only race victories that he didn't have this season got taken away from him via penalty, which was actually reported by himself. So John's actually, the only race he didn't win was the one he took away from himself. So I mean, we'll see tonight as we're on board with McFacitas, as I'll get it right this week. Looks to be the first guy out here to set a lap in the Ferrari. That very beautiful red Ferrari. As speaking of John, he's actually retired. We just dedicated a whole 3 minutes to him.
I think he's wanting to do that for fun.
Last the first challenge, maybe.
Last first. I think that's going to be the move for him today.
It looks like McFacitas.
I think it's a little too easy.
Sorry to break up where he's more at.
I think it's a little too easy for him.
And then here we go, McFacitas setting the first lap of the season here. It's going to be a 1:37.3. We'll go see who else we have down the grid here. Looks like PV9 Magic. Oh, Father Corner, the 1:36.1.
I'm actually interested with PV9 because he's on the hards. I'm really curious.
Yeah, the hards, I mean, definitely not a tire I would think you'd want to start on. Abu Dhabi is kind of one of the only tracks on the calendar that you can actually just go a two-stop and it's faster than the one-stop. So very interesting by him. Let's see what Presoche puts in right here. That is fourth place by Presoche, the 1:37.4. As the coach looks like he's pulling off from his. PPR Moto looks to be on a flyer. Or he's actually on his outlap. As Real Agent sets a 1:42.7. So in terms of strategy-wise, what do you think is the best strategy to go for here tonight?
Like you said, two-stop looks to be pretty strong. So I think especially if you're starting up towards the front, that's what you're gonna want to do. I do think if you're in the midfield, I would definitely go for the one stop. Just definitely try to shake things up. Try to get that track position to be able to, you know, maybe hold up some guys and steal a few spots. But if you're up, I'd say in the top 5 or 6, you're definitely gonna want to go with the two stop.
Now, I think the real question is, do you go softs, then softs and mediums, or do you put your mediums on for that second stint of the race?
I would go for mediums the second stint, mainly just because at the end of the race, I want those softs to be able to push really hard. Um, that's just the way I drive. Some other people might want to do it different, but I think that all comes down to what you're most comfortable with, because in the end, it's going to pretty much even out.
Yeah, and as we were talking, PPR Remoto and Real Agent have been side by side this whole time on their flying laps. Real Agent looks like he might have gone a little bit off track on his first lap and then try to set another one, but in doing so, he's really thrown off PPR Remoto here on his first lap. And yeah, Remoto's going to come to the pits, and Real Agent's been everywhere.
I think that's might warrant a little bit of a incident report, just because that seems very strange.
Yeah, and that was really during the whole lap. I mean, Real Agent was on his hot lap, but
Remoto is already confronting Real Agent about that.
Yeah, and we see it here in our Discord, live and direct. And yeah, that's not going to be any good blood between those guys.
I think that's going to turn into a nice little incident report, and be interesting to see what our stewards think.
As it looks like Run the Jewels is going to be the first guy right now on his out lap. And if Jules can somehow get a podium tonight after 20 races of not getting one this season.
Actually, didn't he have one
will,
this season?
You know what? This is what we have standings for, as if I do not create them myself.
Wow, that's interesting.
So, as we go on board with Jules here, I will actually take a look at the standings. Let's see if Jules has got a podium this week, or this season. Oh, actually, Jules did. I take that back, Jules. For all the banter we lead your way, you did get a podium at Germany, albeit probably at the hands of Magic. You did get one, so let's see if Jules can pick up his second podium tonight here at Abu Dhabi.
Now, obviously, we don't expect him to get another one, but
and the thing with Jules is he knows we're playing around, but he will message me after every race about why we pick on Jules. But Jules, we love you. We all love you here at PPR.
Not all of us.
I did not. I did not say that.
I'm just toying with you.
As he's coming into Sector 3 here. Unfortunately, my race prep was not as good as it usually is here for the streams, as I'm actually completely oblivious of what turn is what. But he is entering Sector 3. Decent pace here by Jules, actually. Looking very clean as he locks up right there.
Looking very clean as he locks up.
I mean, I think it's a jinx. We said in Brazil last week, oh, looking very clean from the start, and then we had probably the second biggest collision and incident we've seen all season. So I should probably stop saying that.
Jules goes P7.
As Jules goes, yeah. Very solid there by Jules, and on the mediums. So third fastest of the medium runners so far, as Remoto has retired from the session. I wonder if he went off on track somewhere. Not going to be able to pick him up. Oh, actually he did. He pulled a Seb. Oh, man. That is...
you hate to see it.
That's an interesting spot, too. Well, especially in-game, that's not really a spot where you'll catch any over or understeer. Um, so yeah, very
Both
interesting by
both
Remoto.
Williams are going to be in the back now.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Remoto ended up sending it in the wall right there. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the end of his quali, so he'll start at least P16. But if Sergeant Martin sets a lap, he will be P17 to start this race. And behind John, or in front of John, nonetheless. As Apex, do I say Jose, Jossie,
I believe it is Josu.
Josu?
Looks a more Asian name.
We'll say Apex Josu 196 with a 135.6. And he is a new addition here at PPR, following up the final race of the season, as we will have him for our first inaugural season. If that confuses any of our viewers, we are currently transitioning from one league into PPR. So our first inaugural season will be this January. I believe it is on the... do you remember what date that is?
I believe January 21st is our first race. Test races
So
will be
yes,
held
January.
in early January, and then while we set up everything and get everyone allocated to their specific divisions, we will have that, and we'll have our first race, I believe, January 21st, but let me make a little double check on that. As yes, it'll be January 21st.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, just for any viewers watching, yeah, we were making a quick transition, very quick transition from our previous league into PPR. So our first official season with PPR will be next season in January on the 21st. So we hope to get all you viewers there and most of our drivers, if not all of them, as well with us in PPR. And we are very excited for our official first season to start come January. As it looks like we have Real Agent back out for his another lap. Looking to improve on that 141.5.
Keep in mind, there will be no racing line for our Division 1 drivers. Right now we have no mechanical assist, but we still allow the racing line. But once next season rolls around, there will be no help for the Division 1 guys, which means I'm screwed.
Yeah. And there will not. However, we'll see how the test races go. I am a little bit skeptical of it, but we'll see how the test races go. It's definitely official esports at that point. Besides the fact we run 50% instead of 25% races. But yeah, we'll see how the test races go. May change, may not. Depends on what the admin here at PPR think. But as we come into just 4 minutes left in qualifying, on board with Real Agent 47, who I'm very, very happy to see that he's out here tonight. I know he's had a lot of things going on this season. He's not been able to make too many races, but currently sitting down at P14 with a 141.5. Hopefully you see nothing but good things here from him tonight in the Banana Boat Renault.
Keep an eye here on Father Corn and the Red Bull as it goes down the backstretch. Going into the, be honest, I don't know my turns here at Abu Dhabi. But as he goes into Sector, leave the latter part of Sector 2 into Sector 3.
As Real Agent will improve to 143, but I will still keep him P14. Let's say he's really struggling a lot right now. However, I know he's not had a lot of time to practice these tracks, and to be fair, the fact that he's out here right now, just being able to race, hats off. He's the OG here with us, so nothing but the best for him today.
Agree. Father Corn heads up to P2. That should be the end of his qualifying, as there's not enough time for him to go back around, go in, and someone takes out the meter board.
Well, yeah, we'll go on board. Yeah, I just went down the grid. Looks like Ronan and who's that? The coach?
Yeah, that was the coach.
Very interesting. Now, unfortunately, we didn't catch that one on stream, as I'm now on board with the coach's teammate tonight, the reserve of Presto Che, who's a new addition to PPR 3 weeks ago. But yeah, I did not catch it on stream exactly what had happened right there.
As our good friend Serious Delirious has just sent me a track map with all the turns. As I've said that I don't know any of the turns. So I appreciate that, Delirious. You
Shout out
beautiful
to
human
Delirious
being.
for not sending them to me, as I had to look them up on my phone.
I'm gonna rant here for a second. This track sucks. Not good. Not a good track. Not a good track in real life. Not a good track in the game. But hey, we gotta go there.
Yeah, and I mean, even if some of our viewers pay attention to real life F1, which I believe most of them do if they're paying attention to our stream at least, there's multiple different track layouts for Abu Dhabi. So it blows my mind that this is the one that F1 chooses. Presto Che goes very wide right there. Yeah, it's really interesting to see that they choose this one for Abu Dhabi. I believe Sector 1 definitely get changed a little bit after Turn 3. I mean, there's multiple options of what they can do here to make overtaking more easy, to be able to make passing easier, which is basically the same as overtaking. And just make the racing more competitive. However, right now it just really isn't, as Slingshot 19 retires. So yeah, I mean, it's something that I know Crofty really talked about the final race this year, but it's unfortunate that this is a track layout that we use. It's definitely not the worst, but it's nowhere near the best.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Just every time I've driven it, it just doesn't feel good. Like there's some tracks that feel good to drive, but this one I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. I have to step away for just a few seconds. I will be back.
We'll continue. This is going to be the final laps for our drivers as we're on board the racing point of Presto Che. Coming into Sector 3 here, keeping it very clean. Catching a little bit oversteer right there, going a little bit wide. Keeping it close to the curves right there, not trying to vettle it. Oh, is McFossy with a 135.4 and the Scuderia Ferrari. Presto Che will come in, but hats off to the Ferrari driver. Go on board with Run the Jewels, who's actually in Sector 2. See where PV9 Magic is. Looks like he's further up in the McLaren. And PV9 Magic will come across with a 136.2. Go back on board with Run the Jewels here, who will be coming in the pits. Looks like Apex will not be setting another lap right here. So Mick Fossitas and the Ferrari will be P1, followed by Apex in P2, and Father Corn in P3. Closely up, followed by Sky Hot Wheels in the Renault and Ronin in the Toro Rosso in P5, followed by PV9 Magic and McLaren, 2 White Meat and Tezonic 7th and 8th respectively, followed by Presto Che in 9th and PPR Butters in 10th. Now PPR Butters has not scored a point so far this season. This will be his last chance. He did join Division 2 very late in the season, as he was one of our Division 3 drivers. So hopefully we see him get a point right there in P10. He is starting on the medium tires, so it'll be very interesting to see what he can do here tonight. As we will hope Borat mutes his mic, hopefully, so we do not hear any of his background noise. So there we have it, folks, so far in qualifying. McFossy out of nowhere in the Ferrari in P1, followed by Apex in P2, new addition here at PPR, and Father Corn in P3. Very close front row, and then P3 all the way to about P8, very close. So we'll see what those drivers have to do for us tonight, but I'm very, very excited for this final race here at PPR. It is our final race, round 21 of the season here at Abu Dhabi, and the lights will be going out very shortly, but before that we will take a quick break here in the commentary booth, and we'll be right back with you in about a minute or so for the formation lap. We thank all of you guys for watching the stream, and if you can just go ahead, click that like button and subscribe, I will appreciate it so much, and we'll be right back with you in about just a minute.
As we are back for the formation lap of the Division 2 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, we have Mick Fossitas, Apex Josu, Father Corn, Sky Hot Wheels, and Ronan's running out of the top 5. As we go through the list here, PV9 Magic, Toft of White Meat, Tizonic, Professor J, Butters, all go through our top 10. And then we get the guys that can pick their choice of new tire with Jules, Don't Get Mad, Sergeant Martin, the coach, Slingshot, Real Agent, Remoto, John, and Marlon Conga?
Yeah, actually it looks like Marlon was able to join after qualifying, so very nice to see him. This is actually Marlon's first race.
I don't know if you just saw that, but PV9 almost hit the barrier. My goodness.
I did see that. That is very interesting there by PV9, especially on the formation lap. I mean, you're not going very fast right there.
Hey, that's spicy. My goodness.
It looks like the McLaren of Magic said, screw the leader of this formation lap. I'm doing it by myself.
My goodness.
Now the real question of this race is, John starting at 18th, do you believe that he can make the podium in this race?
Absolutely. He's the fastest one of the group. That's like saying, whenever Lewis Hamilton starts in the back, you still expect him to be on the podium by the end of the race. It's just the way it is. And if he gets a safety car, I think he wins. I do believe that.
I don't know. McFossitas and Apex are looking very promising, especially after qualifying. So we'll see. But in my opinion, I don't think John makes the podium tonight, and that'll be his first time not making the podium. We wait for the McLaren of Marlon to enter his grid spot. See who has the best view right here. Looks like it's going to be Father Corn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lights out here at Abu Dhabi for our final race of Division 2. They are off into turn 1. McFossitas very clean through 1.
John just made Remoto just made a huge move to the outside in the back of the grid. Wow.
As Apex Josie has retired, I do not know what happened to him. I don't think he did either. he just retired from the race as the Renaults are fighting with the Red Bull of DGM. Coming in here, the Apex. Nothing doing there.
Got a clean start actually this time. I don't think we're jinxing it now.
We're gonna have a big battle here going in to this turn, as it looks like PV9 Magic and the Red Bull of Father Corn. Father Corn with the overtake into P4, PV9 Magic into P5. Tazonic right on the back of the McLaren of PV9 Magic. A lot of action here going in to Sector 3. Tazonic right on the back there of PV9 Magic. Oh, as the Mercedes of 2 for 2 White Meat goes on the inside of Preston Shea. Can't make any move going there as we go back up the grid. Oh, as it looks like the Racing Point of the coach went very wide right there with Run the Jewels now getting the overtake on him for P11. Right behind PPR Butters and P10. As again, another Racing Point Preston Shea going very wide, overtaken there by 2 for 2 White Meat. Not looking very good right there by Preston Shea. He's currently sitting in P8 with McFossitas setting a 142.8 for the fast lap of the day. Definitely improved from that from one of our drivers so far. We're going into turn 1 and got the Red Bull of DGM right on the back of him.
Now,
a lot of action right there through turn 1.
John is not going up through the field like I really thought he would. He's kind of been stuck behind here, and the Hot Wheels is DNF'd.
Oh, yeah, Hot Wheels went off after turn 3. That is unfortunate for him, but I do know here at F1 2019, that is definitely a place where you can catch a lot of oversteer and find yourself coming off track. As John, sitting currently P13, 7/10, now 6/10 behind Slingshot 19. As we got a lot of moves being made right here in the midfield. PPR Brothers now being overtaken by Presto Che. See if PPR Butters can make any move going right here. And now coming through the chicane. Butters making a look, nothing doing there. The Racing Point of the coach, nothing as well. Tazonic getting passed now by PV9 Magic. Oh, a lot of action. Oh, PV9 Magic gets a little loose right there. Tazonic right on the back of him in that Mercedes, followed by his teammate as well in the Merc of White Meat. This is getting very interesting. As McFossey tosses to 141.
Ronan.
Ooh, Ronan with a 149. And Ronan with a 3.
See if Ronan can hunt down McFossitas.
Yeah, McFossitas already with a 2 set. Oh, and Magic. PV9 Magic did the same mistake as well as Sky Hot Wheels. He is.
Oh, and he just comes across everybody. Woo.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Magic right there. Very unfortunate for him. We'll sit right here on Jules, who is right behind PPR Butters. Very easy move right there for Jules. And then John on the inside of Slingshot, nothing doing there for him. John is on the mediums, as we'll pull up our tire map just to let us know what drivers are on what tires. Remoto is retired from the session. That's already 3 DNF. He's on board Taz right here. He's just following the back of his teammate of White Meat. And then John is right on the back of Jules, who Jules is right on the back of Butters.
Oh,
a lot of action.
is off again.
Oh, there's a safety car. There's a safety car. Borat, what did I tell you last week in Brazil? If me commentate, there will be a safety car.
McFossitas is in. McFossitas makes the first move. Ronan's is in. Father Corn's in. Everyone's coming in. Tazonic stays out.
And that might pay off very well for Taz.
Oh, this is going to get
If
interesting.
Fossitas looks like he'll come out in P4. Ronan's now out of his pit.
This is about to get real interesting with the folks that stay out.
White Meat's out.
John stayed out.
Ronan's out as well.
Oh, man. This is going to be
John
really
already sitting
interesting.
P3. And so our top three sitting very well on the mediums. So they can go mediums the whole race now with the medium tires if they go to hards. So this is really shaking things up 4 laps into this race.
Shaking things up is an understatement, my man. This is going to get interesting because we just had half the field that is still alive to go into the pits and the other half stayed out. So now they have to battle up through the field, and then there's Pizonic and John for sure that are going to be really, really fast, even because their tires are only, 3 laps old, and they're on lap 4 now. It's not like they have worn tires. So this is going to get interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they still have fresh tires. And with guys pitting, I mean, they will have fresher tires. I mean, these guys up front only have 3 laps in. That's a safety car. I mean, you don't really get much wear on those tires.
No, absolutely
so they're
not.
sitting very well, especially the top 3. I mean, they're on mediums. So they can go mediums to hards till the end of the race on a 1-stop, and that might suit them very well. As the coach picks up a 5-second probably for a severe collision with Ronan.
That might.
Oh man,
that might be something that he needs to take to the stewards to get overturned.
Yeah, I wouldn't think too much about that, especially with the safety cars. I mean, you make a slight touch with a car, especially on F1 2019. That's going to be a 5-second penalty, but that's something we might overturn.
Especially touching the back of someone's car, you don't get damage when you get the back of your car touched. So, if anything, it's going to hurt the coach more than it ever would Ronan.
So here we go. Currently, Tazonic in P1, our only British driver here in D2. Followed by PPR Butters, who has not scored a single point this year in P2. Followed by John in P3, our division champion and the constructors champion in the Williams. Followed by Slingshot 19 in P4 and Mick Fossitas in P5. And Real Agent in P6. So very, very interesting grid right here. This might shape up to be maybe one of the best races we've had. Unlike real F1, I mean, anything can happen here in esports. So I am very interested to see what can happen here in this race tonight.
Yeah, I am really interested to see how this shakes out, especially with McFossitas sitting there in P5 and Ronan's in P7. I don't know. What did I tell you? If the safety car comes out, I think John wins, and I think this is what he needed.
Yeah, Borat, you might have called it. You might have called the race. I mean, John's sitting P3 right now. Safety car in this lap. So
That's a fast safety
make
car.
Moves.
That is a very
fast safety car. After just 2 laps, already going to be in right here.
Oh,
but Taz.
Oh my goodness! The coach ran into the back of Ronan's again. Father Korn gets a time penalty. Oh my! Wow. Just a stack
they're back. They're back. Yeah, they're backed up a lot right here.
The coach has lost his end plate on his left side of his front wing now. After that.
Oh man, you know the coach always complained about. Actually, I'm on the board with Press Shea. But yeah, the coach has lost that left end plate. That's going to severely hurt him.
I think Marlon Conga just ran into the back of a Red Bull. My goodness.
It doesn't look like Marlon caught any wing damage off of that. We'll go right back on board here with Tazonic. Before the safety car, he does start his lap, so we'll be live here on P6. Oh, the coach, very good start. PPR Butters in P6. John followed behind him in P3. Slingshot. McFossitas right behind him in P5. Ronan getting the overtake done on Real Agent with 2 for 2 White Meat in P8. Followed the Corn in P9. Presache and DGM getting very close with the McLaren of Marlin right behind them in P12. Oh, nothing doing there. Presache still in P10. Right behind them. But we also have Father Corn and Real Agent going down the back straight. Oh, a lot of action here at PPR Division 2.
Don't get Mad's going to be there to pounce. Don't get Mad's going to go up the inside of the Renault. Oh, and
we also have Marlin.
Oh, he goes
he does. Oh, but the Red Bulls are side by side. And that's going to leave Real Agent out in P9.
Marlon Congo right on the tail end of Real Agent. He's going to go to the outside. Oh, they're really close. Real Agent goes way deep. Marlon Congo has to slow up. Here comes the fucking racing point.
Oh, and there's contact. Real Agent is off. Oh, that is horrible news for Real Agent, but Marlon's off in 9. Looks like a racing incident from here from the commentator's booth with the Haas drivers as well. Very close. With PV9 Magic 13 in 13th place.
Oh, the 2 Ferraris are getting after it now. Because, oh my goodness, McFossitas goes down the inside of Butters and gets the job done. Here comes Ronan's to follow through, I believe. He looks up the inside into turn 1, and he gets the job done. PV9 Magic with the 3-second time penalty.
Ronan might be overtaker of the year. He knows when and where to make those spots. And overtakes happen. White Meat right on the back of Butters. Butters already dropped from P2 after safety car to P5. Still the points, however.
This is where it gets interesting because now Fossitas is in P3 and has the 2 guys that stayed out right in front of him. With Ronan's actually right behind McFossitas as well. So the 2 guys that took on the fresh tires are going after the guys that stayed out for the track position. And John goes down the inside of Tizonic. I think he's going to get the job done. Maybe not. Tizonic stays ahead, but here comes McFossitas with a run out of that chicane.
Also, PPR Butters getting overtaken by 2 for 2 White Meat right there. Oh, but John and Tessonic right next to each other. Nothing being made right there.
They're really giving McFossitas a way to get right up on the back of John's gearbox.
Yeah, McFossitas is. Oh, he goes on the inside. Can he make the move stick?
He does.
Oh, beautiful move right there, McFossitas. And now it's Ronan. We have a tight battle from 1 through 4.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Fucking 4 cars under a blanket.
And if you want to see great esport racing, come to PPR. We have it.
DRS has been enabled now. Let's see if McFossitas waits until the DRS straight to actually make the move. John lets Ronan go by. I think he... Let's see DRS now on the straight.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is going to get interesting.
Second through 4th, we'll have DRS. Taz, unfortunately, sitting in first place, will not have it. As we've gone board here with John, who has a view of everything going on right here on board. Oh, they go 3 wide.
Oh, man. And you know what? White Meat's there to pick up the pieces. It's in a... This is
Dude,
wild.
John's on the inside. John with P2. John is in P2. And it looks like White Meat went off. He's going to be in P5 or P4, respectively.
I was talking shit on Abu Dhabi, and here it is giving us a heck of a race.
I'm telling you, anything can happen here in esports. Anything can happen, especially when racing with us here at PPR. I mean, if this doesn't give you a subscribe and a like on this video, I do not know what does. As
Tough to white
Whitemeat
meat.
picks up the 3-second time penalty.
You can tell McFossitoss put in a little bit of practice for this one.
Oh yeah, he is looking very pacey tonight. John definitely has a competitor. That is for sure. Catch a little bit of oversteer right there. But you got Whitemeat now right on the back of Ronan. Real Agent 47 just picked up a 5-second time penalty right there.
And I think John will not have DRS. He is right on the edge. Yeah, he will not get DRS. As Ronan's and Whitemeat will have DRS on him.
Yeah, come down this back straight. Looks like Whitemeat had a little bit of look on Ronan right there. Nothing doing at all.
I think Ronan's going to have a
magic
run here.
He may on John.
Not close enough.
He is not. But Whitemeat looking very closely in on this battle. I mean, this is a close battle right now for the podium places. We're 9 laps in here at Abu Dhabi. Ronan very close to that Williams gearbox of John.
Now, if McFossitoss's softs start falling off, those mediums that John has could really actually work out because they only have 3 laps on them.
Yeah, I mean, 2nd through 5th all have the medium tires on. I mean, McFossitoss in P1 is the only driver currently on softs, and those will definitely start to fall off, especially probably within the next lap here. I mean, after the safety car, he got a little bit more extra in them, but I mean, they'll definitely start to fall off in about a lap or 2.
And John's gotten within DRS range, so maybe this softs is starting to fall off now. Because he's gotten actually fairly close to him. He knocked off 3 tenths right there. And they might have a run. Oh, virtual safety car's out. Oh my goodness, what in the world happened? Jules DNFing. Bringing out the VSC. This is a really big turn of events. My goodness. Can't. You just gotta wonder what the strategy calls are going to be depending on how long this virtual safety car is out. Oh, it looks like it's ended. Oh, and John goes to the outside. And McFossitoss, they body and they wheel bang. And John gets the move done. My goodness. What a bizarre virtual safety car. That's the shortest virtual safety car I've ever seen. Oh, and McFossitoss gets the inside.
Oh, McFossitoss, a little bit oversteer right there. And he's now going to get P3. Ronan getting P2 after the overtake. And John sitting P1. Very nicely right there done by the Williams driver of John, our driver's champion.
Now, Ronan has fresher mediums than John does, so this might actually be a battle to keep an eye on. But John also has just a raw pace.
I mean, you can never count out John. I mean, sitting P1, even if he does have 3-lap older tires. It looks like Marlon is now into the pits.
Oh, Ronan's right on the gearbox of him. I don't know if he'll have a run on this DRS straight.
And so does Whitemeat on McFossitoss. We'll go on board here with 2 of 2 Whitemeat. Oh, actually, Ronan taking a peek.
Ooh.
Nothing doing
He's
there.
right
for him.
there, though. He is right there with his next DRS straight.
So is Whitemeat as well, but yeah, Ronan right on the gearbox of John.
John's really trying to break that slipstream. Ronan looks to the outside. I wish Cody's gave me a better angle, but I think Ronan's going to get it done.
And Ronan does. McFossitoss picking up a 3-second time penalty. See how that comes into play at the end of the race. But yeah, John now sitting in P2. McFossitoss looking very... Oh, he goes wide right there. Maybe not looking like he might make a move on these drivers on this lap.
I will
And
say,
White Meat right on the back of the Ferrari.
I believe McFossitas is a little frustrated because John gave him a little bit of the elbows out. And John goes in the pits.
Now is John going to go in the hards? That's going to be the question. We'll see what tires he comes out on, but Ronan sitting in P1. He's about almost 2 seconds above McFossitas, but White Meat right there on the back of that Ferrari.
You're putting on the sauce.
Of McFossitas.
He was putting on the sauce.
So John definitely going with the 2-stop here.
Zonic is fastest.
Yeah, Taz sitting in P9, and it looks like, yeah, Sergeant Martin. Oh, Sergeant Martin is off.
Oh, wow. Really bad day for the Haas team. Oh, oh my goodness. What a lucky ghost.
Yeah, if there's one thing Cody's did right, that is the random ghost. So Sergeant Martin did not take out anybody as Marlin P9 right on the back of Butters, who before the safety car came in was sitting in, I believe, P2. But yeah. Marlin now right on him.
Marlin's going to get the job done. Ronan's is pulling away from White Meat and McFossitas.
Yeah, but hey, don't forget, DGM, don't get mad. As I go on board, he hits McFossitas. Oh no! That is horrible for McFossitas. It was just a slight bit of contact as well.
There's going to be some pent-up frustration in McFossitas. There's no doubt about it.
There is. I mean, there definitely is. I mean, he's been driving a great race. Just some unfortunate events for him as he's now in P4. There's a lot of our grid is split up. PPR Butters in P9 behind Marlin. Just 1.3 off from him. There's now a pretty decent gap between a lot of these drivers. And we're 13 laps in. We're almost half the race in as Father Corn picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. But what? I mean, unbelievable the first half of this race.
Yeah, just a lot of action. It looks like it's going to slow up a little bit now with all the all the gaps in between all of our drivers.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a crazy race.
Father Corn gets to throw on some, I believe, mediums, as it gets a front wing change as well.
Let's go on board here with John, who is right on the gearbox of Presto Che.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how he goes up through the field because he obviously is on the different strategy than the leaders are.
Yeah, I mean, he'll definitely have to pit. I mean, those softs at max last you 11 laps. So, I mean, I'm definitely guessing he'd have to pit again.
They fall off to the point to where you almost want to come in earlier than that because they just lose so much grip.
And he's on the inside of Presto Che. Oh, beautiful move there by John. In way of Presto Che to make sure that he does not make contact.
Presto Che. John goes fastest as well, so.
As Marlin with the fastest lap of the day with a 139.2. As McFossitas is in the pits. We're going back with this battle between John and Presto Che. It has to be said, though, from John that his ability to make tires last longer than you would think is unbelievable. At Baku, he made hards last almost the entire race, so he could maybe even make these softs last till the end of the race. Don't think he will. Definitely think he'll do a 2-stop. But, I mean, it is John. It is our driver's champion here at D2, so anything goes for this guy.
Only Williams had a driver like him.
I mean, they do have George Russell. Their car is just horrible. To be fair.
I know. It's just tough to see them fall.
Yeah, it definitely is. As we're on board here now with Tazonic and P6 in the Merc. Now, Presoche, 10 laps in on the hards. 2 of those laps were during the safety car. He might be looking to go till the end as DGM now pits in that Red Bull. He'll definitely be overtaken. Probably come out around P9. But John already making his moves up into P3. Yes, DGM does come out in P9. And Taz, nah, he's not going to be able to make a move right here on Presoche for the 4th place. Might be able to do something here on this DRS straight. Might be able to pull off a Carlos Sainz. Nico Hulkenberg. Oh, it looks like he does. Yeah, that is Tazonic in P4.
John is already being in P3, which means I really believe that he's in a prime position, especially if he can make up at least 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to think the rest of our drivers, especially Ronan and Whitemeat, still have to make another pit stop.
He's
he
going
goes
fastest.
fastest lap. Yeah, I mean, you still got to think they still have to make another pit stop. 1 through 3, 4 as well. Presoche might be able to make it till the end on the hards. Very hard doing there. But yeah, John's doing very well right now in P3. Looking on McFossitas is right on the back of his teammate PPR Butters. Might see some team orders going right here.
I just really hope Butters can finally get himself some points.
Yeah, I mean, Butters, he's been close. All the races he's raced here in D2. Yeah, I mean, that's going to drop him down to P8. Still in the points, but McFossitas now in P7.
And John was just 9 seconds back.
Oh, and Marlin right on the inside of Presoche. But nothing doing there for him on the second DRS straight.
Well, knocks over the bollard.
Yeah, I mean, he said, F that bollard. I do not care.
He's going to have a run on him, I think, real soon.
Oh, he might get this done through turn 1. He's going to the outside. Great camera angle there by our helicopter cam. Oh, and he does make the move into P5. Great move there by Marlin. This is also his first race here at PPR. You will have the benefit of DRS going to the straight, but nothing doing there for him. As DGM is now right on the back of Butters in that Ferrari.
John has already gotten to within 3.5 seconds of white meat, which is gotta be scary, especially for Ronan.
as Butters now gets overtaken by Don't Get Mad DGM for P8. Yeah, I mean, John flying through the field. Sitting P3 right there.
My goodness. 2.1. He's just eating up this gap.
I mean, I want to know how John does it. I mean, hopefully we get him in D1 next year if he can take off all of his assists, because his pace is unbelievable. Now, most of these gaps spread out besides John within just a second of White Meat and that Mercedes. I mean, probably our top 5 definitely have to pit one more time. This is definitely going to make this third stint very interesting. Presto Che, 14 laps in on the hards. He's currently sitting about 16 seconds behind the leader of Ronan. Don't know if he'll be able to catch for P1, but he might be looking at a podium finish.
My apologies. Someone knocked on my door. And they came with wings.
And Tezonk now with a 3 seconds time penalty. We'll let Borat get his dinner for the night. Oh, John very close. Sneaking into P1 as Ronan's now into the pits. And that's going to be P1 for P1 for John. See if 242 White Meat here can make a move on him. Oh, doesn't look like he'll be able to get him here on the DRS.
Ronan's is our only hope, and that's if John has to go in the pits.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. I do not see how John makes these soft tires last till the end of the race. I just do not see it. White Meat had a good exit, but he still looks too far back. So yeah, John P1 so far. PV9 Magic now promoting himself in the P11 after the coach coming in the pits for P12. Nothing doing there for White Meat. He's just now see how close he can keep to the back of that gearbox of the Williams of John.
He's already out of DRS range. Oh, John goes in.
Oh, so does White Meat. Very, very smart move there by White Meat. Negotiating any overcut or undercut he could have. He gets a prime box spot as John comes in the pits. We'll see what tires he puts on. Looks like he's going the softs. And now White Meat right behind him. And this is going to be White Meat's chance right here to make any type of overtake as Tezonic picks up P1. But he'll definitely have to come back into the pits. I mean, he's 10 laps in. And here comes Ronan. Let's see where he comes out. So, John now right on the back of Presto Che. And McFossy in P4. And White Meat in P5. I mean, all the drivers very close to each other.
Presto Che already going defensive on the fresh tires of John. John makes it goes by easy.
That is not what McFossy wants to see. You want to see them battle it out just a little bit, but yeah, John already through. as Preston Chase in P3. He's going to have to defend here for McFossitas. And Whitemeat as well. And that is McFossitas in the P3 on the racing point of Presoche. And now we got Whitemeat right on the back of him.
Now, Tuzonic is on the medium tire, even though on the screen, at least for me, it shows red for softs. But he goes in anyway. So that takes away what I was about to say.
Yeah, so it looks like John now sitting P1. That's going to look like, as long as I have my standings correct, his 14th win of the season.
My goodness.
I mean, what an absolute job there by John. I mean, he's been great all season. But now Ronan right on the back of that Merc of Whitemeat.
Tell you what, John has had a really spicy season, but they're not as spicy as these wings I'm eating.
That is very true. And it looks like nothing doing here. As Whitemeat P3, Ronan P4. John sitting in P1.
He is scooting away.
He definitely is, and I don't think there's going to be any challenger for John. I mean, pitted already. He's on fresh softs at the end of this race. McFossitas there in P2. I mean, he's going to be under contention of Whitemeat and Ronan for P2. John might have just got this win, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes the last 7 laps of this race.
I don't expect John to make any mistakes.
I mean, he hasn't all season. That's why he is our D2 Drivers Champion. I mean, Whitemeat right on the back of McFossitas. Yep, look at that, Ronan, or John with a 137.9. For the podium positions, Ronan is right on the back of Whitemeat and McFossitas. Oh, he gets a horrible exit right there. Whitemeat right on the back of McFossitas in the Ferrari. A Ferrari on Merc, much like real life. The Merc gets over the Ferrari.
You just love to see how terrible Ferrari has been recently.
We'd love to see how terrible the Ferrari has been. I do not agree with that, as I am a Ferrari fanboy since 2001. So I am definitely rooting for McFossitas right here. But Ronan's sitting right there in P4. I mean, he's right on the gearbox of McFossitas. It'll be great to see Ronan get a podium right here, but and he'll have to make an overtake on the Ferrari McFossitas. As I see that, Ronan picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. As Marlin and DGM, also Taz trying to go on the outside of Marlin. Nothing doing there.
This is a battle right here,
Five,
that's for
six,
sure.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, definitely a battle. See what these drivers have to say.
Here we go. Oh, that's a time penalty for DGM. Oh, and the Mercedes, I think he hits the back of him just a little bit. And
yeah, he did. I mean, he hit him about 3 or 4 times. Doesn't have any wing damage. Very good to see. Oh, his Ronin goes wide. McFossey in the P3. But, I mean, Ronin was P4. He was trying to make a move, and he couldn't do. So, McFossey still in P3. So, here we go down the second DRS straight here now with Taz in P7. Looking at the gearbox, the Red Bull of DGM. And takes it down the inside.
Oh, and he gets the move done.
Oh! I did not think he would make that stick, but he did. What a great move by Tazonic for P6. As DGM is now in P7 in that Red Bull. And we are now 24 left. It looks like DGM's coming in the pits. So we got Ronin right on the back of McFossey here now for the final podium spot.
Oh, and he makes a diving move.
He is.
Oh,
and he gets from the outside.
Wow.
Oh, my. I did not think Ronin was going to make that move for P3, but here comes McFossey.
Oh, but Ronin's elbows out right now. McFossey with a 2-second time penalty. That'll probably give Ronin the spot because McFossey already had a 2-second time penalty earlier in the race.
I believe Ronin also has a 3-second time penalty, but McFossey definitely cut the corner right there. I mean, no doubt about it. That's why he shoot a time penalty. But I think Ronin as well does have a 3-second time penalty for himself.
He does, but McFossey has 6 seconds now after that.
And shout out to PPR Butters, who's in the P8. That might be his first points of the season. I mean, he has only raced, I believe, 4 races here now in D2 after being promoted from D3 to P2. As back on board with Ronin.
Now, here's the thing about Ronin right here, is he's getting these moves done, but then he gives DRS right back to McFossey.
Yeah, McFossey does have DRS.
And if I was
See if he makes a move here on Ronin.
I wouldn't even make a move. I'd wait until I get the DRS for the next straight. Yeah, and Ronin's goes wide anyway.
Oh, and Ronin is off! And that's McFossey in the P3! As all going forward with McLaren now of Marlin. We got a lot of action going on right here. See if Marlin can make any move on Tazonic. Doesn't look like he can. He's too far back. Oh, but that's going to hurt Ronin, as he now has his left end plate gone and done. With just now, it's about to be 2-3 laps now with the rest of this race going. As Magic and Butters are having a battle now as well for P8.
Thing is,
It
now
looks like PV9 Magic will
Ronin's
have
tires
8th
are going to be
place.
shot.
Yeah, Ronin is in a horrible spot. I mean, on the softs, Tazonic has 2-lap pressure softs. And here at Abu Dhabi, that definitely will pay the price.
Oh, here we go. I think Tazonic's going to have him here.
He may just have him. Real Agent 47 has left the session. Hey, hats off to you, Real Agent, for staying all the way through the end of this race.
Well, Vernon's go for
Uh,
a. Oh, and he goes real deep, and he gets into him.
Oh, he
Oh my
does. He still
goodness.
stays on track.
He's off track now. Oh my. He doesn't have DRS though.
Yeah, this is a close battle here for P4. It looks like Taz might have it. Oh, and Ronan
loses
loses
his.
more of his front wing.
Oh my. It just gets from bad to worse for Ronan.
And this might give Marlon the chance to capture P5. This is Marlon's first race as well here at PPR before he becomes a full-time driver for our inaugural season.
Here he comes. Are you gonna make a switch back into the inside? Oh my goodness, dude. Ronan is just frustrated, trying to go elbows out, but he can't make anything go.
He can't, and that's going to be Marlon in the P5. Ah, man, I understand Ronan's aggression and frustration. There's just nothing he can do there now sitting in P6. Marlon. Oh, Marlon's off. Marlon is off. Turns the car around. He might be able to keep P6. Just presto, Che. This and P7 very far behind. Go on board with him, see what this gap looks like. But with just 2 laps remaining in the race, looks like Presto is now just 1.8 behind Marlon. There was a 3-second time penalty. I was unable to see what driver that was. But PPR Butters is now sitting in P10. Butters, get this point. Oh, I hope you get this point. We are all rooting for you here at PPR to pick up your first point in D2. As he's now sitting in P10. And Father Corn has retired from the session. He was not going to pick up a point. Looks like he just pulled into the pits and retired.
Almost half the field retired this race. My goodness.
Yeah, oh, man. It has to be said, what an unbelievable race it has been here. Round 21 out of 21 here at Abu Dhabi, which in real life does not have a lot of action.
Nope.
But here in our PPR Esports, definitely has had a ton of it.
Tell you what, these garlic parm fries are a lot of action for me.
Well, yeah. Can't say much because I am on a healthy diet now.
Yeah, screw that.
But it looks like John is going to pick P1 out. And as he does, I'll actually look at what number of race wins this is going to be for John.
Oh, Butters has a time penalty, and he's not going to get the point.
Oh, he might not, as it looks like the coach right on the back of him may not.
Coach might just pass him on track.
He may. As I lied, John has won 10 races this season. I may have been over-exaggerating with 13. Oh, Butters with P11. That's a huge mistake on the final lap. So John looking for his 11th win of the season. And he does. Oh, and the lights are out. Beautiful there from John. 2 for the white meat in P2. Looks like McFossitas before penalties will be P3. Tazonic in P4. And Tazonic will pick up P4. Ronan right here in P5. And he'll pick up P5 before penalties. Marlin in P6. Presto Chain in P7. PV9 Magic. Oh, he picks a little bit of the wall right there for P8.
And we got a field for PPR Butters right now.
Oh man, you really do. He's finished P11 so many times this season out of points. As there we go, P9 Magic finishing in P8. Sergeant Martin pass off to the Haas driver, and P9 to Coach picking up P10. And here comes PPR Butters and P11. Let's see, did he pick up a point? Nope, P11. Unfortunate for that Ferrari driver. No points for him this season before penalties. Man, but Borat, what a race.
That was, especially the first half of the race, is crazy.
It really was. I mean, I did not expect so much action to come out of
While you
Abu Dhabi,
conduct
but
post-race interviews, I have to go open up the Division One lobby. So
as if I am not racing tonight. I will do our driver interviews. I will join you guys shortly for Division 1 as Bryce will do our Division 1 commentary. Make sure all of you guys who are
signing off until next
make
season.
sure all of you guys that are tuning in right now into our Division 2 will tune in Division 1, which will be starting very shortly. Me and Borat will be racing in that, as I'll get all of our drivers right here into our party.
I am here.
We'll get right with you, John. John, it really seems like no matter where you start on the grid, you're going to finish P1 here in Division 2.
Hang on, I'll let everybody join and I'll talk about my...
Alright, as we're joined by all of our drivers here. Alright, so we'll start off with P1 here. John, I mean, Drivers' Championship, Constructors' Championship, win on the last race. How are you feeling, man? How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Obviously this was probably the hardest one because, obviously I had to check up so much because this track's narrow and it's like I didn't know I would hit the back of anybody. But I mean, yeah, it was a good race. I did a two-stop. The reason why was this car. I mean, with the setup I had, Sector 1 was so slidey to me. If I even put a little power on, I was going to lose the back end. So that's why I went with the two-stop, and it worked out. And then, oh yeah, thanks for two of the guys for giving me a heart attack coming out of the pit lane. Thank you for that. Like, jeez, I did. Anyway, I mean, yeah, and then we faced this obviously good pull for you, and that first dive bomb you did on me, holy crap! I mean, I'll applaud you for that. That's hard to do in that corner, especially. So, yeah, race was good, and then some good racing as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to you, John. Drivers' champion, Constructors' champion as well in the Williams, and we'll take it down to 2-for-2 white meat, as I believe you were P2 as well. I mean, how was that race from your perspective?
That was good. It was solid. I think I got a big help out from the early safety car. Get it off those softs as fast as possible to get into the race. And it's all about tire management from there, really, and trying to stay clean.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to you, P2. Final races of our season. Inaugural season will be starting in January. Hope to see you there. And then McFossitas, P2. I mean, looked, at least from the first stint for you, for Ferrari, very tough. Looked like there was some shaky moves, to be said the least. But how do you feel coming out P2? Yeah, I mean, congrats to you. Congrats to all you guys on the podium. Our final race after our transition from our one league into PPR. Hope to see all you guys here next year. For anyone watching here on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more close racing like tonight. And if you want to see more racing, D1 is live in just a few minutes. And I mean, we'll love to see you guys there. And we'll see
I
you
would,
guys in
if you
January.
don't mind keeping it on for my announcement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, so